out with a super chat. Thank you so much. We are always having a management, having the mindset of panic picks to keep their job. How you feel about trading third and both fourth round picks for a second? I'll let you answer this one first, Jeremy. First, let's answer the first part, and then you can get to the second part. Do you think that this current staff is going to have the panic picks to keep their job? Or do you think that they're going to have a better evaluation of the situation, like knowing Aaron Rodgers went down? And would you make that trade a third and both fourths to get a second that we don't have because of the Aaron Rodgers trade?
I think that it depends on how free agency went and how the board fell in the first round, but I don't think it's I don't think it's impossible. I think because it just depends on how they feel about, again, what did we plug in free agency? And it also, most importantly, depends on who's there in the second round that we're going after. Remember, it's the same thing when we talk about taking the best player. The goal at the end is to hit. It's not quantity, it's quality, it's hitting. You have to hit. So I don't think JD is going to stop being JD because he's worried about his job. I think he's been around long enough and he's performed in a way that shows that's not his character. I think that if he believes a guy is a hit in the second round and that's the only way we're going to get him, and that's the guy that's going to make this a big impact on the team and could be the difference to us reaching our goals as an organization, he will make that trade. But it just depends on how he reads the board. He might feel really good with those fourth round picks and that fifth round pick. He might feel really comfortable about how the board is falling, where he's at. So I think he's going to make, I don't think it's so easy answer yes or no to do that trade. I think it's really a question is, would you be willing in the right circumstance? I know I would, and I think JD will be willing to in the right circumstance.
I think so. To answer the first part, I think that this management, like especially Joe Douglas, is smart enough to really look at it and go, my job is only on the line because Aaron Rodgers got hurt, right? And if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt again, it doesn't matter what I do to the rest of the team. I'm out of a job anyway. So let me just go under the assumption that Aaron Rodgers is going to be healthy. Because if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I keep my job for a long, long time. And so I don't think he's going to be, like you said, in a mode of panic picks. And so I'll just leave that at that. And when it comes to trading the third and both fourths for a second, I do love the talent in the second round of this draft. I do. I love the wide receivers and the interior offensive linemen. I think the second round is the sweet spot for interior defensive linemen, which the New York Jets have a need for. You know, there are a ton of players that are going to go in that second round that I think are just chef's kiss. I would love on the New York Jets, like in a big, big way. But if you're telling me I can get one second round pick, or I can get three picks and like the 1/3 and 2/4, I'll take the 1/3 and 2/4 every day of the week. I think Joe Douglas has shown that he has an ability to find talent in the third, the fourth, and in the fifth round. We've seen that in the last couple of drafts of guys that are incredibly talented and have really, really like large ability on that front. That being said, I wouldn't trade all of those picks for that situation. I think that you keep your third and your 2/4 because in the third you can still go and get a center. You can still get a guard. This draft is incredibly, incredibly deep.
I think it sounds too expensive anyway. I mean, I think it's more realistic, depending on where in the second round you're trading, to say a third and a fourth to go to a second, depending on where the second round pick is.
Yep. I know I haven't looked at the points. If Dom, I know Dom C's watching. If Dom wants to go look at, or if anybody wants to go look at the points and tell us if the points match up, please let us know.